People don't listen to you. At work, in your family, even in group chats. You speak. They talk over you. You share an idea. Someone else repeats it, and they get the credit. Most people tell you, just speak up more. But volume isn't the problem. The real problem is this. You've been trained to treat your own voice like background noise. First move is simple. Don't compete for air. Say your sentence once, then pause 3 full seconds. Hold eye contact. If they interrupt, say, "Let me finish this thought. Then I'll hear you." In the next few minutes, you'll learn 5 Stoic authority moves. You can use it in meetings, with family, and even over text, without shouting, begging, or performing. Stay until the end. Move 5 is the identity shift from background talker to calm authority. Let's tell the truth. This is not just confidence. This is repeated erasure. At work, you contribute. You do your homework. You know what you're talking about. You share a clear point. Eyes stay on laptops. No follow-up question. No one builds on it. Then, 2 minutes later, Mark says almost the same thing. Now everyone nods. Your manager says, "Great point, Mark." You sit there blinking, wondering if you imagined your own voice. You tell yourself, "I should speak up more." But you already did. So next time, you add more words. You talk longer. You explain harder. And somehow feel smaller. On Slack or email, you reply in detail. You give context. You answer early. The message gets ignored. The thread moves on without you. Days later, someone asks, "Any update on this?" You scroll up, see your original answer sitting there like a ghost, so you forward it again. You add more detail. You add more proof. You work harder to matter. You become easy to use. With friends, it's quieter. You listen deeply. You ask real questions. Then you start sharing. Halfway through your sentence, someone cracks a joke or changes the topic or picks up their phone. You smile to stay easy. You shrink back into listener mode. Later, in the shower, you replay the moment and think, "Why do I always disappear mid-sentence?" At home or with family, it cuts even deeper. You bring something serious, a worry, a boundary, a dream. They deflect with, "You're overthinking. You're too sensitive. Here we go again." Suddenly, it's not about the topic. It's about you. You find yourself defending your right to feel anything at all. Over text, it's silent. You send something real. They leave you on seen. Your chest tightens. Your thumbs start moving. You type a second message, not to connect, but to recover your dignity. You think maybe they're busy, so you send another line. Now you don't look thoughtful. You look desperate. Here's the brutal part. The more you chase attention, the cheaper your voice looks. And disrespect. CT learns quickly. It learns your price. It learns your triggers. Pattern check. If people regularly talk over you and you regularly over-explain yourself, it's not bad luck. It's a pattern. So ask this question. How long are you going to keep paying just to be acknowledged? If this already feels too real, subscribe and stay close. We're building a place for calm people who are done shrinking themselves to be heard. Here's the Stoic shift. You can't control their ears. You can control your standards. You can't force attention. You can stop chasing it. You can't make them respectful. You can stop discounting yourself. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." So your job changes from make them listen to become unbuyable. Unbuyable by disrespect. Unbuyable by bait. Unbuyable by urgency. Most people think authority outstrids as loud. The Stoics knew the opposite. Authority is not volume. Authority is stability. Your voice is an extension of your self-respect. If you treat it like noise, everyone else will too. Here's your mantra. I speak from standards, not from fear. From this frame, we can build 5 Stoic moves that gives your words weight without becoming someone you hate. Move 1. The 3-second wall. Move 1 is the wall, the 3-second wall. Disrespect steals timing. They cut you quickly, so you answer quickly, and your reaction becomes their entertainment. Fast reactions look capturable, not because you're wrong, because you're predictable. So you pause for 3 seconds, not to be passive, to be sovereign. In a meeting, you're cut off. You stop mid-word. You close your mouth. You keep your eyes steady on the interrupter or the person in charge. You breathe once, slowly. You relax your jaw. You drop your shoulders. Then you speak again, same volume as before, 10% slower. That pause changes the power. It tells the room, I am not fighting for scraps of attention. If they interrupt again, you don't speed up. You don't talk louder. You pause again. Your silence becomes pressure. Their interruption becomes obvious. This isn't just for work. At dinner with family, you start sharing something real. Someone jumps in with a joke right over your words. Old you laugh and let it go. New you pauses, looks at them once, then calmly continues your sentence from the exact word you were cut off at. No sarcasm, no lecture. Just a 3-second wall that says, my words don't disappear because you're loud. 3 seconds feels like forever. That's why it works. Move 2. One calm question. Move 2 is the question. One calm question. Disrespect loves fog. Fog creates confusion. Confusion makes you chase. They say, you're overreacting. They say you're dramatic. They say whatever, forget it. Fog makes you explain. Fog makes you defend. Fog makes you jade. Justify, argue, defend, explain. So you cut through the fog with one specific question. What exactly do you mean? Which part are you disagreeing with? What fact are you basing that on? In a meeting, they say, this idea just doesn't work. Old you, wait, let me explain again. New you, which part exactly doesn't work? Then you stop talking. In a performance review, they say, you're not proactive enough. New you asks once, what specific outcome would show you I'm proactive? Then silence. At home, they throw, you always make things a big deal. Old you gives a TED talk. New you asks, always like what exactly? Over text, they write, you're being weird lately. Old you writes a screenful. New you replies once, what do you mean by weird? Either they get specific, and now you can deal with reality, or they collapse into noise and reveal it was never about truth. Questions drain poison. Questions expose intention. Questions restore authority. Move 3. Speak in headlines. Move 3 is headlines. One sentence, then stop. Most people lose authority by donating too many words. Words become performance. Words become pleading. Words become permission-seeking. So speak like a headline. Clear, short, final. In a meeting, instead of rambling, you say, my main point is this. Then you say it in 1 or 2 clean sentences. Then you stop. Let silence hold it. If someone derails, you don't chase them. You repeat the headline, same words, same tone. As I said, my main point is this. With friends, they joke at your expense. Old you laugh and explain. New you says once, I don't like being the punchline. Then you stop talking. No nervous laugh. No, I'm just kidding too. In a relationship, instead of a 20-minute monologue, you say, my boundary is simple. I don't accept being spoken to like that. That's the headline. You let it stand. Over text, Instead of, "Sorry, I know you're busy. It's just that I really wanted to see you." You send, "I'm not available tonight." Short sentences sound certain. They sound like standards. They sound like self-respect. Long speeches sound unsure. Even when you're right, you don't need more words. You need cleaner words. If you want more lines like this, subscribe. We're building you a sentence bank for calm authority. Move 4, no JADE. Move 4 is no JADE. No justifying, no arguing, no defending, no explaining. JADE feels like control, but it's actually surrender. You surrender your frame. You surrender your time. You surrender your nervous system. Disrespectful people love JADE. They drop one sentence. You're selfish. You're crazy. You're the problem. Then they sit back and let you write their essay. Old you. I'm not selfish. Here are 10 examples. You don't understand me. New you uses one line. We can continue this when we can both be respectful. Then you stop. If they push again, you don't create a new speech. You repeat the line, same words, same tone. We can continue this when we can both be respectful. No extra reasons, no backstory, no courtroom. Silence after that line is not a weakness. It's a wall. Silence says, "I don't negotiate my standards." At work, it sounds like, "I'm not okay with that tone." Then silence. With family, "I won't keep talking if I'm being mocked." If they call you cold, you stay calm. If they call you rude, you stay calm. You're not rude. You're disciplined. You're not cold. You're clear. Move 5. Quiet consequences and pre-speech authority. Move 5 is consequence. Quiet consequences. This is where identity shifts, because now you stop asking and start requiring. A standard without action is a wish. A boundary without behavior is just a suggestion. Authority doesn't start when you open your mouth. Authority starts before you say a word. If your body is collapsed, your words sound negotiable. If you avoid eye contact, your words sound optional. If you constantly joke about yourself, your words arrive on a discount. So before you speak, take one breath. Uncross your arms. Open your shoulders. Lift your chin to level. Pick one person to look at for your first sentence, then another for the second. Inner line. My words matter to me first. Now the consequences. At work, if someone repeatedly talks over you, you stop feeding them. You stop whispering ideas to that person before the meeting. You send ideas directly to the manager. You document your contributions in writing. You stop doing last-minute rescues for people who don't respect you in public. No announcement, just a quiet, consistent shift in where you invest effort. At home, if someone keeps mocking you, you reduce access. You visit less. You leave earlier. You share less personal information. When guilt shows up, you've changed. You're distant now. You don't write an essay. You say once, "That doesn't work for me." Then you stop. Over text, if someone plays the hot-cold game, you stop rewarding it. No double text after silence. No pouring your heart out into one-word replies. You reply more slowly. You reply more briefly. You protect your attention. Presence is currency. Stop spending it on discounts. This is what Stoic authority is. Not domination, not loudness. Authority is standards, enforced without drama. If you're done shrinking your voice for people who never listen, subscribe and stay close. Quiet power lives here. Let's make this real. Within the next 24 hours, pick one real conversation, work, friends, or family. Use Move 1 once. Pause 3 full seconds before you respond. Use Move 2 once. Ask one calm question instead of explaining. Here are 2 exact lines. Which part exactly do you disagree with? Or, what do you mean by that? Then use move 3 once. Give 1 headline sentence. My main point is this. Then stop. After the conversation, don't judge yourself harshly. Just review one thing. Did I respect my voice, even if they didn't? Now your 7-day practice. For 1 week, run a no JADE experiment. When conflict appears, you give 1 sentence, then silence. At night, write 3 lines in your notes app. Where was I ignored today? Which move did I use? What's my 1% improvement tomorrow? 1 pause a day. 1 calm question a day. 1 fewer paragraph a day. That's how you build authority, and not by changing your personality, but by changing your patterns. Here's who you were. The person chasing attention. The person chasing fairness. The person chasing approval. I hope they listen. I hope they understand. Here's who you're becoming. The person with standards. The person with timing. The person who can walk away. From please hear me to respect is required if you want access to me. From over-explaining every sentence to speaking in headlines. From collapsing when interrupted to calmly finishing your thought. From renting out your dignity for a few seconds of attention to becoming expensive to ignore. You are not broken. You were trained to shrink. Now you are retraining. Conversation by conversation. Go back to that meeting. You share your idea. Someone tries to cut in. Old you would speed up, talk louder, and leave feeling invisible. New you pauses. 3 full seconds. You look up. You ask 1 calm question. You give 1 clean headline. Then you stop. You don't compete for air. You don't explain your worth. And slowly, the room adjusts. Because calm has gravity. Here's the punchline. People start listening the moment you stop begging to be heard. On Stoic Ether, we train self-respect, discipline, and quiet power. Comment this to lock it in. My words matter to me first. Then tell me where you'll use 1 move, work, friends, or family. And when you're done, watch the next video on your screen. For a full checklist of disrespect, go to 13 Signs You're Being Disrespected, Stoic Checklist. For exact phrases to use when people dismiss you, watch People Don't Take You Seriously. Say these 5 Stoic phrases. Train this. Don't just understand it. That's how your voice stops being background noise and becomes a quiet authority.